Hello, I'm Old Wooley, and I am stuck trying to articulate why it's worthwhile learning theory. Because there's so much theory, and I want to make this opinion piece about why you do it when many of you already do, and some of you totally don't. So we're going to pick your audience in a way. But I'd like to give it with examples because I'm torn. I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because I think 3 chords are great. In fact, I could do that here, different key. Right, everything's going to be in pitch here. And you write a great song on this, even if you just want to stick to that could be the whole whole chord progression, and you could over this. You don't need to know any theory to write something that's musical, right? You might decide to go at the end, change the rhythm up to make it sound different, and you've got a song. So that's an extreme example, but the idea is that music isn't about theory, but theory is about music. It's about how music could sound better if you had another idea. That's probably the most important way to think about this. Theory of music allows you to make choices that you wouldn't normally have made. Okay? And why is that good? Because try it without that E minor. Also, sounds like an intro. It doesn't go anywhere. There we are. And you can just guess at these things, right? You could have tried boom, 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 boom. Bit too bright. And that's not bad, actually. It really requires staying around on it for it to work the same way. End up with a different song. All right. But if this is an A minor, this is the minor 5 chord. And that wants to come back here. We know that because we know how 5 chords work. Well, maybe we don't, but that's the right choice. You could have done the major. That also works, and we know it works because of some other theory. I like it better, actually. But it's more dramatic. That's another way to do it. Boom, 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 boom. But you got more variation equals less melodic room to move. Right? But let's try and sing that with that. Alright, so you lock yourself in to a melody, but used an idea that I could change the E minor to the E major and use the E7 to go to the A minor as their theory decisions, but it locks you into a different decision. But it's nice. Probably wouldn't start with that chord, or probably. That's better. Okay, there. New song. Alright, so theory allows for improvisation. So what do you need to learn? Got a piece of paper somewhere? Get a capo, you need to learn less. Alright? On a guitar, doing things like cowboy chords, and start from there. You got your C chord, you've got your G chord, you've got your D chord, you got your A minor, you got your E minor, D minor, A major. Right? You can learn all those, and you put most songs licked. You want an F. Do a simple F, which will be, running out of pen, close enough. Learn that one, and because you can do some changes to that one. All these chords you can change. This C chord becomes the A minor pretty easily. Just moving a finger. Right, you know that. Alright, and then from that you learn that you move a finger around and keep two fingers in the same spot. Right, you're going to get another note, another song, another chord. Let's try this one here. And just go, I'm not playing this note here, just for the sake of argument. Alright, so just by putting a different finger down, or take your finger off, in this case, there. There's a D and with an open end. You'll know that thing. It's in Thank You and all sorts of other songs. So what's that doing? It's becoming less of one chord and more of another chord. So what's that doing? Is it leading to another chord that could do that? So you go, am I doing the right notes? Because this chord has that note in it. So that's my A major, just fretting two with that one. Right? Or, you can try this A major with me fretting. I might make it easier to look like I'm fretting all three. And instead you go, drop that middle one. That's another chord. It's related. It's not the same. And that allows us to conceptualize that these chords where minimal changes are made, are related, but they don't do the same job. And most of the time, they increase a feeling of tension, and they need to resolve either by going back to where they came from, say like that, which is nice. That was kind of like the E. We were doing that with the E and the E7th. E, E7th, back to E. That's nice. Because it causes some change, allows you to feel uncomfortable and comfortable. So this allows us to have melody. In fact, it informs melody by doing these small changes. We're going to do that. You could do the notes are in the chord. But it supports it. Ooh, that's a G, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. So, theory allows you to make choices that sound good. But there's a point. There's a point where you have to kind of... What? You know, or... oh, what's a ninth chord? Or... what's a sharp something, blah, blah, blah. Or this chord, which I love, which is, I don't know whether this is a D bar quarter, if I fret that one. And then you've got the D7, which you can drop that one out, like we just did with the, A7, so this is the B7, just by up to fretting. There's this one instead, which is actually B, E, L, D sharp. That's the 7th, so that's the A. B, F sharp. So you finally get your F sharp in there. And then you drop away the F sharp. So it's got an E in it. That's a B7 sus4. I love a 7 sus4. Here's another one. That's an E7 sus4. So I use it to go to the E7. Here, or this one. From the B7 to the B7 sus4. Actually. To go somewhere, doesn't it? Well, that's a B7. B7 like to go to E. So that's I use as a passing. You do still want to go to the E here. It's got an E in it. Add some tension. Kind of feels like it's about to resolve, but you've held off. Back to the E7. So that's what you're doing. You're using it to create chordal and melodic movement to inform your melody progress. And there are other things you need to know about rhythm and what's the difference between 3/4 and 6/8. I mean, there's people talk about that infinitely, and the difference between 12/8 and tripleted 4/4 or swung 4/4, or okay. Now we get into the weeds. How do you play it? That's really what you've got to talk about. Because there'll be people who go, well, this is how you count this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and that's it's really informative for hitting the beats, but that's a certain type of rhythm you want to do, and then you can change to 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. You go straight to 3 4 6 8 or whatever it is. Look, the more complicated your music is, the less accessible it is. That's true, right? Otherwise, prog would be the biggest thing around, or speed metal, or some of that kind of early 20th century orchestral music would be the thing. Complexity is king, but it isn't. Coltrane jazz. You have to know enough to go, oh yeah, I get that. I see where he's going. I'm happy to sit with the uncertainty of it. And oh, there we go. There we go. But look, that's not what songwriting is about. That's about musicality, right? And these ideas about, I think about that jazz standard songbook, and how to figure out your chord progressions, these sort of chords that lead you to a funk or jazz sort of thing. I think they're all great, but I don't think they're super useful unless there's a place for it in your song, right? So diminished chords, diminished seventh, I use them a lot. Actually, now I've got a bit of a taste for them, kind of like learning jazz. That's it. Jaeger Schnitzel, how does it go? Yeah, there you go. Come on over to my house, and we'll eat some Jaeger Schnitzel. Am I doing it right? Close enough. Come on over to my house. Maybe that's what I'm called. Come on over to my house. Over to my house. It's G and B flat and B minor. Okay, I've got to learn that song again. Come on over to my house and we'll eat some Jaeger Schnitzel. Sit around drinking beer. Keep talking until tears have caught up and the evening has come. Maybe it is instant. Come on over to my house and we'll eat some Jaeger Schnitzel. Sit around drinking beer. And then the A minor seventh. Keep talking until. It's a very wishy-washy chord, the A minor seventh. It kind of sits like a minor, but not exactly. And this thing here wants to lead you somewhere. Builds a degree of tension, but it's not harsh. Sit around drinking beer, keep talking until, and I don't resolve. I back to the tune. Da da da. And this edgy chord. Da 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 da. E minor. So how's the distance between you and B seventh? B seventh sus4. E minor. So I think these ideas where you start going, I want something that does this, and you know the name or the type of chord that does that. That's right. Colder weather. This chord is essentially a very similar chord. It's a B flat diminished seventh, I guess. I think it goes from the C to the B flat diminished seventh, and then it goes to the E. Or E minor, I think, yeah. Geez, that was just in that kind of bridge. And it's, because it's all G, C, and D before that. Pretty much. There's maybe G, A, and D, I don't know. Anyway, but then you go ba, ba, and you go, whoa, hello. And you got a different feel. They only use it once that whole song, just that one I'm a bit more blase or blatant than that. And they use it once just to make the whole thing escalate. And make it feel more emotionally real. Because the complexity of the chords and the progression isn't that bad beforehand. You just add one extra chord. You got an entirely different feeling song. So this is what I think you should start thinking about. Well, learn those patterns. Learn the patterns of the weird chords. Learn, what is it? These weird chords that I can never remember the names of. You'll pick them up as you go. Nice on guitar, because then you can try to just muck around with voicings. No. Okay. And that allows you to write novel songs with inversions, which you play with all the time. You play with inversions all the time. You put a sharp on the bottom of the D. You do you drop back like that. That's an inversion of a G6. G6? G something. So you're doing these things already. So if you name them, learn them, and know what they're used for, you'll be able to increase or decrease the melody that you can use in certain sections and make changes to the feeling of your songs. Right, so that's why you should learn some theory. But you don't have to learn it all. Just learn the bits you need. Otherwise you're going to sound like a jazz musician, and you probably don't want that. See ya.